The swamp strikes back. An illegal alien practices her high dive and got it almost perfect except for the landing, and an EU official rightly calls immigration, quote, a nuclear bomb in the future. My name's Howard Riell. This is Riell Truth. Let's dispense with the other pleasantries. Item from the Washington Times. Representative Jim Jordan says the swamp struck back with the passage of a massive budget deal that increases government spending by $300 billion. Quote, I'm saying the swamp won and the American taxpayer lost, said Mr. Jordan, co-founder of the House Freedom Caucus on Fox News Sunday. The Ohio Republicans said fiscal conservatives were poised to reduce government spending this time around, but Republican leadership caved despite having majorities in each house of Congress. He dismissed Republicans who said there weren't enough votes in the Senate to overcome a filibuster from Democrats, unquote. My friends, this congressman named Jordan, he's absolutely right. And I give him credit for saying the truth, especially when it's not popular. I've told you many times there's one political party in Washington. It's called the Big Government Party. It's got a Republican wing, it's got a Democrat wing, but it's one party, and this is the proof. You know who else is to blame, as long as we're parceling out blame? You. Yeah, you. You, the American voter. Everybody says they want the budget cut. Everyone says we've got to reduce spending. But when people are asked, okay, is it okay if we cut the programs you like? They go, oh, no, you can't do that. If a politician shows up and says we're going to cut spending on these various programs, guess what happens? He doesn't get voted for. He loses. And so part of the blame for politicians who spend like drunken sailors goes to the voters who insist that their elected officials spend like drunken sailors. If voters really wanted fiscal responsibility, fiscal restraint, we would get it. Because we'd vote for politicians who did it, and then we'd re-elect them. Instead, we keep re-electing the same old phony, baloney, Tony politicians who say yes to everyone, spend on everything, and then guess what? The debt just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, eventually it will kill us. There's enough blame to go around here. It's the Democrats, it's the Republicans, it's the voters. We are addicted to spending. It is an addiction, and we've got to wean ourselves off of it. We've got to go cold turkey. Because a few more budget sessions like this one, and the damage could be, if it isn't already, could be irreparable. All right, we got a lot of news. We're just kicking off a brand new week here on Riell Truth. Lots of stuff going on. I want to talk about this high dive that this illegal alien took. Maybe people think I shouldn't be laughing about it, but you know what? What the hell? It's Monday. It's Riell Truth. We'll be back.
I'm Joe Jacobs, CEO of the Patriot Trade, and I would like to encourage everyone to make sure they are prepared financially as the Federal Reserve continues to destroy the value of the dollar. Since the closing of the gold window in 1971, the Federal Reserve has led the way in the explosion of debt and the devaluing of your money. They openly say that they need 2% inflation, which simply means they hope to devalue your money, and they want to do this every single year, year after year. I know it's hard to understand, but the Federal Reserve believes that prosperity, debt, and growth via the evaluation of your future. To learn more about how to protect yourself, visit us at allamericangold.com or call us at 800-951-0592 and protect yourself against the devaluing of your money.
Are you driving a vehicle with hail damage from summer storms? Tired of waiting months to get your vehicle repaired? Dent Vision specializes in paintless dent and hail repair. And unlike traditional body shops, Dent Vision gets your vehicle back to you in days, not weeks. Insurance approved, top
All right, guys, let's kick it in the guts. Howard Riell Truth, I want to start the week off with a smile. I want you guys out there in Radio Land smiling. What could I possibly present to you that would absolutely guarantee that you will smile? Well, how about the possibility of Barack Obama going to jail? Here's John Brown from InfoWars. So, my friends, there you have it. It's obvious that there was illegal stuff happening, coming from the Democrats, from the highest echelons. No one's gone to jail yet, and that disturbs me. Hopefully people will be going to jail. Hopefully people very, very, very high up the Democrat ladder will go to jail for crimes against the American people. Item from InfoWars. A 22-year-old Mexican woman plunged off a 20-foot cliff while trying to cross the border into the U.S. illegally, landing herself in the hospital with a fractured spine, investigators said last week. U.S. Border Patrol agents around 9 p.m. Thursday spotted a man on surveillance footage walking near Highway 98 near Ocotillo in California, quickly made contact with him, according to Customs and Border Protection news release. The man, a 44-year-old Mexican national who was waving his hands to grab attention of anyone passing by, told agents his girlfriend had dropped off the cliff trying to cross the border illegally into the United States, unquote. Now, my friends, if you listen closely, you can hear it. Do you hear it? I hear Mexicans, I hear illegals, and I hear liberals screaming that the tragedy that befell this woman is Americans' fault. It's our fault that she fell and hurt herself while she was committing a crime, while she was trying to enter this country illegal. So they are saying that we should feel guilty about it. I don't feel guilty in the least. I don't feel guilty in the least. Someone who breaks her own body in the commission of a crime gets no sympathy from me. This is like the same people blaming Americans for breaking up families. What happened? Some knothead in Mexico takes his wife and children, comes here, they get arrested, the kids get sent where kids get sent, men get sent to the men's area, the women to, and say, oh, the Americans are breaking up our families. No, El Schmucko. When you decided to leave your country and come here illegally, and to be stupid enough to bring your family, you broke up your family, just like this young woman broke up her spine by being stupid enough to try and break into this country. Lady, I don't know you from Adam, but I do know this. If you want to live in a country where laws mean nothing and you can break laws whenever you want, well, that sounds a lot like Mexico. So stay there. I hope someone has scraped her up by now and shipped her back to a hospital in Mexico, because we don't want people here in America who break our laws and, quite frankly, are pretty stupid to boot. We'll be right back.
And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John bore witness of him and cried out, saying, This was he of whom I said, He who comes after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 14 and 15. Behold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed,
My friends, Thomas Sowell is one of my favorite people. Yes, I know. He contributed an article to that infamous National Review issue in which they slammed Donald Trump. I get it. He's not perfect, but he's still a brilliant guy. He's an American economist, social theorist, political philosopher, author. He's currently a senior fellow at the Hoover Institution, Stanford University. Here he is. This is from a few years back. It's not recent, but it is relevant. Here he is dismantling the whole ideology of social justice. Thomas Sowell, go.
Now, what I call economic justice has been called by some of my justice. But I think they're unduly modest.
My friends, if this sounds at all familiar, he may as well be describing America's Democratic Party. Well, my friends, I got to stop there because we're about to come to a commercial break. It's good to hear that people are getting up from the bottom, but we have a society in which we discourage people from getting up from the bottom. We encourage a victim mentality. And if they're still at the bottom, it's someone else's fault, not theirs. And that's what we need to guard against. We'll take a break. Riell Truth will continue. Don't touch that dial. I saw you about to touch it, right? Don't.
This farm report brought to you by Nissan. In the race to develop a successful, viable hemp industry, Colorado is now home to the first U.S.-bred hemp seed to qualify. Association of Official Seed Certified Agencies certified seed. Dwayne Sinning, CDA's Division of Plant Industry and System Director, says this is an exciting time for the industrial hemp industry, and this is a giant step for American hemp farmers. Take it on the unexpected with Nissan's available intelligent safety shield technology. Innovation that's
Are you driving a vehicle that hailed damage from summer storm, tired of waiting
It will be a process. We want to applaud the entrepreneur community who had a strength in entrepreneurs. They provide examples that have greatest family families to be the best they can be. That's the moment of the blocker plant located at 366 Grand Street in Northern. Serving our area. 1943, specializing in natural life HB and important and complete custom process. Call 303-688-2240. That's 303-688-2240. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
My friends, it's real simple. You want to get on Riell Truth, you got to be real smart. Thomas Sowell qualifies, so does Victor Davis Hanson. Here he is talking about America the Alienated. My friends, that is exactly what I have said on this show. Now, Victor Davis Hansen, is a major brain. And he's saying what I've said. These people who think it's okay for the NFL players to take a knee during the Star-Spangled Banner, the Pledge of Allegiance, I don't understand why they're in this country. If they object to it so much, wouldn't they be happier someplace else? And wouldn't we be happier with them someplace else? Item. From Information Liberation, Chris Menahan reporting. The first rule of Science Club is scientific inquiry is no longer permitted if it leads to hurt feelings. From Fox News, a science fair project at a California high school faced criticism earlier this week after it compared race and IQ levels in connection to participation in an elite program at the school, the Sacramento Bee reported. The project, titled Race and IQ, was put together by a C.K. McClatchy high school student who is part of the school's elite Humanities and International Studies program. It was displayed in the fair on Monday, the outlet said. According to the SAC-B, the boy is of Asian descent. In comparing intelligence levels, the project reportedly questioned whether particular races were smart enough for the school's magnet program and whether a racial disparity was justified. If the average IQs of blacks, Southeast Asians, and Hispanics are lower than the average IQs of non-Hispanic whites and Northeast Asians, then the racial disproportionality is justified, the hypothesis said. Unquote. My friends, the school shut it down. We'll be back.
And of his movements we have all received, and grace for grace. For the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth came through Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. No one has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 16. Nicholas Restaurant in Denver, Atlanta, that over 750,000 children were reported missing last year. Over 58,000 of these were abducted by non-family members. Keep an eye out for youngsters at play, and if you see anything suspicious, contact the authorities immediately. This message from Nicholas Restaurant in Denver. It's not only the best Italian in Mexico, it's the people who care. Give them a call at 303-757-5166. 303-757-5166. Chapel and Colorado, these are emergency first responders who are professionals and independent bravery. They're willing to put their lives on the line for us to feel their own thing. And let's all take the time to thank our first responders for all they do for us. Also thanking our veterans for the sacrifice they made for our freedom. This message is from Chapel and Colorado LLC, the two locations in Denver and Montreal, serving the community for over 13 years. Visit them online at chapelcollins.com. Article 4. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the places to be searched and the persons or things to be seen.
All right, folks, let's talk about race a little bit, shall we? Here is Larry Elder having a conversation with Tavis Smiley. The conversation is about race in America. Let's hear what they have to say.
An example of
Now, my friends, Larry Elder is black. So why is he saying these things? Why is he quoting statistics that make black America look bad? Because he's interested in truth, and he's bringing facts. You not only have to be smart to be on this show, you got to come with facts. And Larry Elder does, and that's why I'm playing his video here, because it's worthy of respect. Here we go.
Look at
That's crap. That's nonsense. You can be a hater, you can be a racist, even if you have no power. So what Tavis Smiley is saying is nonsense. So according to this doofus, according to what Tavis Smiley is saying, blacks can't be prejudiced. Any human being can be prejudiced. It has nothing to do with the relative power structure in the country. It has to do with your hatreds.
be racist. That is one of the most glaring.
Larry Elder is absolutely correct. He's presenting a logical, common sense case. He's presenting facts, and Tavis Smiley is now wishing he had not invited Larry Elder onto his show.
Black and whites and black.
You know, it's funny to hear Tavis Smiley talk about what's wrong with black conservatives. Because black liberals who are connected at the hip to the Democrat Party are content to live on a plantation. They live on the Democratic Party's plantation. They're treated like pets. They're tapped on the top of the head. Be good. We'll give you some crumbs. These are African-American commentators who say this. Tavis Smiley is content to be a useful idiot for the Democrat Party. And instead of casting stones at conservative blacks, he should be learning from conservative blacks. Conservatism says stand on your own feet and be everything you can be as great as you can be. The Democrats, liberalism, say take a handout, take affirmative action, because you can't make it in a society unless we help you. That is racism. And Tavis Smiley doesn't have a clue. Tavis Smiley didn't say whether he agreed. He managed to run past it. I'm guessing, based on what I hear Tavis Smiley saying, that he sees nothing wrong with Spike Lee or Al Sharpton or Jesse Jackson and their vile racism. But Larry Elder is presenting truth. Remember what I said. You want to get on Riell Truth, you got to be smart, and you got to come with truth. That's why you hear Larry Elder's name not infrequently on this show. I've already posted this video on my Facebook page, Riell Truth Radio. I urge you to go there, watch the video, listen to it. If you think it has merit, and I think it has merit, share it with people you know. Discuss it. That's the thing about truth. There's never enough of it. And there's never enough access to it. Give other people access to whatever truth you happen to stumble upon. It's a really good video. We'll take a break. We'll come back. And we will conclude the Monday edition of Riell Truth. Stick around.
Many false prophets have gone into the world. By this you will know the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses that Yeshua, Jesus, has come in the flesh is of God, and every spirit that does not confess that Yeshua, Jesus, has come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of Antichrist, which you have already heard was coming and is now already in the world. 1 John 4:1.
No state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque or reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debt, pass any bill of attainder, ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligation of contracts, or grant any title of nobility. Article 1, Section 10.
If catastrophe struck, would your family be prepared? Are you confident you wouldn't react in a panic? Is there one place to get all of your emergency supplies? Ferris Survival encourages you to have confidence through preparation, not panic through crisis. Ferris Survival, located at 3366 South Broadway, is a professional, reputable, full-service business providing quality, realistic preparedness supplies at an affordable price. Go online, stop by, or call 303-781-0343. Ferris Survival. The American Freedom Network is not funded or supported by special interest groups or government programs. The American Freedom Network is not sponsored by advertisers demanding content or programming control. The American Freedom Network is solely funded by you, the listener. Please help keep the American Freedom Network on the air by purchasing one of our sponsors' fine products or by calling 1-800-205-6245 to make a donation. The American Freedom Network needs your help.
Item from the Voice of Europe. Top European Union official Corina Cretu says it's very important to stop migration segregation in several European ghettos. Quote, if we allow ghettos or segregation of migrants, this will become a nuclear bomb in the future, Cretu said. The European Commission wants to spend millions of the EU's cohesion policy budget to boost social integration. Stop. Precisely and exactly the wrong solution. It's not the segregation of migrants that will be a nuclear explosion in Europe. It's the very presence of migrants from the Middle East, Muslim migrants. That's the problem, which shows you the EU and their top officials still have their heads up their European asses. Item from Reuters, Dateline Geneva, former Credit Suisse wealth manager Patrice Lecaudron was sentenced to 5 years in prison by a Geneva court on Friday for abusing the trust of clients and creating a fraudulent scheme that made him tens of millions of Swiss francs. Unquote. My friends, by the way, when we had that bank meltdown back in 2008 or so, and the banks had to be bailed out, how many people went to jail as a result of the wrongdoing that was discovered? I'm sorry, how many? Exactly. Item from Breitbart. As part of its most recent clampdown on Christian churches, Chinese authorities have instructed priests and pastors to post signs on churches barring entry to minors. The instruction is part of a new set of Communist Party-controlled regulations on religious activities that went into effect February 1. It's aimed at preventing children and young people from getting religious instruction or taking an active part in Christian worship. Item. Hello. From the Baltimore Sun. Baltimore is at more than 10 days and counting without a homicide. The streak is the longest since 2015 unrest that saw a sharp and sustained spike in violence. Coincides with the start of a 72-hour community-led ceasefire that kicked off February 2nd. I am losing my mind thrilled, said Baltimore ceasefire organizer Erica Bridgeford. For days, she said, she's been staying up till midnight to see if the city has made it through another day without a killing. It's really exciting, she said. Baltimore deserves this boost of love. Unquote. My friends, don't you wish you lived in Baltimore 10 whole days without a murder? Item from Fox News. 2 separate crimes against children in recent days have one haunting similarity. Authorities have pointed to voodoo rituals as a possible motive. But practitioners of Haitian voodoo, which adherents spell differently to distinguish it from other variants, say the religion does not sanction violence and fear, and they fear the crimes will spark a backlash against their community. Unquote. My friends, this is very trendy. A group of people will do something absolutely horrifying and then play the victim because they expect a backlash. Do you understand what I'm saying? They'll go out and commit grievous crimes, but then they are the victims. Because after all, there could be a backlash, right? So when Muslims go out and slaughter people, all you hear in the news is, well, we want to prevent a backlash against Muslims. How about a little front lash against the perpetrators of horrible crimes? How about some front lash? Maybe I'll make a t-shirt that says that. How about some front lash? Don't turn perpetrators into victims. They're not. They're criminals and they have to be dealt with as such. I will see you tomorrow, right here on Riell Truth, my friends. Hasta luego.